Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, War Room Edition. Back as usual. Jim here.
You messed it up already.
I
The
did.
host Jim, the co-host Nate. Remember we switched it
Yeah.
a couple episodes ago?
Yeah.
Oh well. So
Well,
we don't even know. We don't even know what we are or what we do.
back again, the host Jim.
There you go. Yeah, whatever works.
And of course, joining me, Nate.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Been a couple days. How you been?
Yeah, well, life keeps going. We're still alive.
That's a good thing.
Yep. So there's probably a lot of stuff going on too. Everybody, doesn't know this show. We pull some headlines and stuff. There's probably a lot of big stuff going on, but I have to tell you again, like I'm kind of getting tired of some of the stuff. You know what I mean? It's like as I'm sorting through headlines, I'm like, no, I'm just tired of some of this stuff. I'm just tired of the whole we're supposed to care about this, but it's really not a big deal. And then the stuff we care about, nobody wants to talk about. So either way, I pulled some headlines and we're going to talk about them from our perspective as veterans because, we know everything and we've seen everything. We've been through everything. And by golly, you have to respect us.
And our opinions are always correct opinions.
Right. And they matter. Opinions matter too, right?
That's
vet
right.
Opinions matter.
Well, let's see your opinion on this one.
Awesome. So nearly 500 healthcare workers to receive $10 million payout in COVID Vax Mandate legal settlement.
Well, to me, that's not enough healthcare workers to receive it. Because I'm going to assume more than 500 didn't get it or get it. Obviously, like always, I don't read the article. I'm just basing my opinion off the headlines.
So I didn't either.
Are 500 each getting 10 million, or 10 million divided by 500, or did they get the COVID vaccine and now the payout said they have to, or did they not get it and they got fired? But now
I'm going to assume it was a class action, right? It was probably a class action lawsuit or something.
Yeah, so the lawyer got 9.9 million, and then
right, and the rest, the 500 divide the last quarter, $500,000.
Yeah.
But even at that, do the math. Even at that, even if it was say 50,000, you know what I mean? But I guess like you said, I don't know whether this was because they got it or they got fired because they didn't get it, or So I don't know. But either way, that's a
very low number. I'm surprised that a lot more healthcare workers didn't jump on it, or maybe it was just one.
Right. I think it's one lawsuit.
Lawsuit that.
Yeah. I think that's what I interpret it as, or at least I'm going to interpret it as anyway, is that this is the trend now. Now you're going to see the payoff or the payout to all those people who thought they could be dictators and make everybody get a vaccine or fire them because of that. At some point, all these people are going to sue and get a payday. So on top of all the spending we're doing in the country, now all the states are going to have to spend, or the companies are going to have to spend to pay these people. So you're going to have a whole bunch of rich people sitting at home doing nothing again. Less people working.
But I'm sure that's going to be the tip of the iceberg. This is the first of probably many to come through.
Right. And I want to say good for them. I want to say good for them just because somehow it shows, these tyrant companies and government that you just can't do this crap to people. But in the end of the day, this is going to be just like a stimulus or this, new spending bill. I mean, companies are going to have to put up the cash. And I don't know, I don't know. It seems like a payday thing to me, but good for them. So if that's the way we're reading it, if that's the way it really is, if it's the other way around, then
the company or whoever's doing it is going to get their money somehow. Or they're going to raise taxes or pay employees less money or something. It's going to end up coming out of workers' pockets, not the company's pocket.
Oh, they'll probably just appeal to a government and get a stimulus for COVID relief.
Well, then they can add that 10 million to.
Yes, of course. This one here is crazy to me. Renaming Army bases that honor Confederates would cost $21 million.
So just in the past two headlines, they're up $31 million right now.
Well, we don't know where the money's coming from for the other one, but yes.
Well, this one's going to be straight from the taxpayers because that's going to be the federal government doing this.
So my question is this. like I get it. Let's look at something like slavery, right? Slavery, I don't know. I guess back in the day, I guess people thought it was okay. And then all of a sudden people were like, wait, this isn't okay. Like you kind of woke up to treating people like property. But this is like, I'm confused with this whole Confederate thing. Now, I wasn't in that war, right? So I don't know.
I would hope not.
I don't know what that means. I've been in the South, and I understand that there's some Southern pride, and that's history. But I just don't understand how one point we're naming everything after Confederate people, even though they lost the war, but yet now it's all offensive and we have to rename stuff.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. They were Army generals. I mean, do we name it after the other Army generals that beat the Confederates?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Do we just get to pick the winning team? They are all still Americans fighting for what they believed in.
Well, they believed in the wrong thing now. Now it's the wrong thing to believe in. So now we have to change it. I mean, history is history. You're doomed to repeat it.
Well, isn't it ironic though? But isn't it ironic though? These are the same morons that fight for like CRT, and they say, "Oh, we need to teach the critical race stuff in the school." Like they're the same morons that want to introduce things from history, and now they want to erase things from history. Like it's really not. Logic doesn't even apply anymore to any of this stuff. None of this stuff. You can't use logic anymore. These are just morons who want their way because they're right. And I had a conversation with a guy today at the auto shop I was getting my truck some work on my truck. But it just, at the end of the day, they just think you're bad people if you disagree with them. And no matter what they do to you, whether it's a hypocrite or doesn't matter, they don't need a standard because you're bad people. So everything's justified.
So what's next is we got to change all these cities' names that have Confederate names in them.
Just think about it. Like
it's gonna keep going and going and going.
Right. Where does it stop? It's like cancel culture. That's what they say about cancel culture. Cancel culture eventually eats everybody because they need a new victim. In order for people to feel important, they need to cancel somebody. And when everybody's canceled, they'll probably cancel themselves or their own family. Because that's how they get paid. That's how they make their significance. That's how they do this stuff. They need a victim. And, same thing with all the sports teams and stuff. I did have a headline I was looking at. I wanted to put it in there. It was about the Guardians or whatever, Cleveland Guardians. Is that right?
Yeah, they changed their names.
Same concept. I mean, and when you talk to the people that were around when this stuff existed, it was in honor of these people.
Right,
what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't like they were making fun of Indians. It was in honor of them. We're going to name this team after you. And now you're just like the whole, was it Aunt Jemima, whatever? Like, there are people that literally are proud that their name is on a syrup and you just wiped it out because you want to be offended for them. Like, what?
And Uncle Ben's.
Right. I mean, isn't that the stupidest thing in the world, right? I don't understand these people. They just need something to complain about. So we're going to go and spend $21 million taxpayer dollars just to rename something and build new signs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
That's what's going to, then what do? Go back in all the history books and rename it all? Or is it, do you keep the Confederate names and just say, starting in 2022 when people became morons, we need to try to change your name to Fort Rainbows, Fort Happiness, Fort Glitter.
Fort Unicorn. But right, I mean, at the end of the day, like, what does it really do? Like, does it offend you? Like, I mean, people like the statues, dude. Remember when they were tearing the statues? People walk past these statues every day for 10 years and then woke up one day like, that's offensive. Like, what?
That big piece of metal makes me sad.
Right? Like, what is wrong? You take your Prozac, move on. Like, what is wrong with these people?
Ooh, is Prozac healthy?
I don't know, dude. But they got to name it.
Let's see if this is healthy. Let's see if this is healthy.
Well, this explains what those people are, right? Because this is a Bill Gates funded nutrition scientist. I guess the scientist in quotes because they want to say they're scientists. Argues candy is healthier than beef.
I might follow the science on this one.
Well, in all fairness, I can say that since I've seen the world of cancer and did some research, in some aspects this isn't incorrect. So I'd like to hear the argument, but I think candy's probably still just as bad as beef.
Oh, I'm sure.
But healthier. I mean,
and I'm sure I'm sure most candy probably isn't even healthier than beef. They probably took the worst beef out there and the very healthiest candy out there and compared those two.
Right. Or they're just, beef is better than eating a dog turd. I mean, oh yeah, of course it is, right? So it's healthier than a dog turd. Like, no kidding, dude. Like, so it's probably just such a thin margin, or like you said, they took the extreme opposite ends, tried to compare it. I'd like to see it, but at the end of the day, I get the beef thing, because cancer, they say, I don't know how true it was, but I read something a while back that cancer carcinogens, when introduced to this one element, caused cancer 100% of the time. And this is a government study, and they've never had studies where it's like 100% of the time. It's boom, boom, boom. And it was animal protein. They said animal protein causes cancer 100% of the time. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to get cancer because you're eating animals, but if you're the carcinogen, your body, everything's right, and then your body can't be. So there's some science behind that I read. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, because nowadays, who knows what you can believe.
Well, it was a government research, or was it a hospital research?
No, I think it was a government. I think it was even published, and it was just kind of swept under the rug.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where the guy who even was part of the study didn't understand why he was still alive. Serious. It was one of those things where he's like, I don't understand how I can, release this information and still be alive. So, shows you how the government works.
Well, I think this cruise line is trying to stay alive.
Yes. Speaking of staying alive, right? Staying alive. Okay, never mind. All right, I'll get back to reading.
Oh, I thought I was going to keep going for you.
Carnival, obviously the cruise line, welcomes unvaccinated guests to sail, drops pre-cruise testing for vaccinated.
Hold on, I'm Googling Carnival right now, booking my lines.
So
I was actually looking. We do a trip every year after Christmas. Kids get small gifts, and then we just do a vacation every year for kids.
I love that idea. I love it.
And we go somewhere different every year. So I was looking this year to do a cruise, and I'm like, nope. Kids aren't vaccinated, can't go. Kids aren't vaccinated, can't go. So I'm like, well, we're not doing a cruise. Well, now I'm gonna go check out Carnival.
You live closer to a port, though. I don't. Well, I imagine I could get.
I live kind of close to Baltimore, but like you can fly down to Florida and fly out. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, but what does this tell you right here? Like, this tells you it's about the money, man. I mean, these companies can't survive.
No,
they already.
It's the new CDC guidelines that came out. Carnival's just following it now. You don't need a quarantine anymore if you've been come in contact. You don't need to, if you don't test positive, quarantine. You don't have to stay home from school. You don't have to have tests every week. No, the Carnival's just following the new CDC guidelines.
But we still recommend wearing a mask, because then I know who the idiots are. And I see them, dude, every day. I see them, and I just walk away from them like, holy cow, what do they got? They must have something, because it's obviously not protecting them from something.
That's what someone else said something to. I saw them like, they're wearing a mask. I wonder if they have COVID. That's why they're wearing masks now. And I'm like, yeah, who knows? Maybe they have
that's respectable, right? Even if it doesn't work, that's still respectable. So you're not spitting on people.
No, why are you out if you have COVID?
Good point. Good point. But some people still have to survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't blame them.
This recession and stuff, you got to pay the bills, right? I mean, you got to still roll on the pole, or whatever they call that.
Whoa.
Yeah,
those are Carnival cruise. They have the Carnival cruise lines.
Oh, I'm sure there is one. Yeah,
No, I'm definitely gonna be looking at Carnival after we do this episode and see if I can get on a cruise.
Well, I mean, I'd still be like, I don't know. You've ever been on a cruise?
Once.
I've always been afraid of them because they're like a petri dish of germs. Like, you know what I mean?
You been inside Walmart?
Yeah, believe me, not by choice, man.
There we go. So you've already been in a petri dish.
At least then there's open doors and I can get out and stay away from people as much as I can. Yeah.
Oh, Carnival. There's airflow through Carnival. I mean, they have balcony rooms. And they have.
Right.
To go upstairs to the pool, you have to open a door to go upstairs to the pool. The air comes through. Air circulates in there, but I mean, you're in close proximity to a lot of people. But you ever been to a ball game? I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just hear a lot of times I hear breakouts and things on. So, but whatever. The point I like to get this one is this is going to start happening everywhere, because when people start losing money, because people are done with this stupid stuff, these games and all that. I mean, it's like you said, if the vaccines are working, why aren't they working? You know what I mean?
That was one of the CDC things, is like they say 95% of Americans either got vaccinated or have COVID, so they have some form of
herd immunity.
Yeah,
right. Which they didn't acknowledge in the beginning, right? Because they needed you vaccinated.
So what if you got vaccinated and got COVID? Are you really good, or?
No, because you probably got the side effects from the vaccine. So now you got other problems. Then you got to take another drug for that stuff. I got something in my eye that's killing me, so I'm going to end this here. That is all the time we're going to give to this show. Thanks, Nate, again for showing up. Appreciate you. Love you, brother. We will see you guys again in the next episode. And if you're a veteran, get on the show. I'm tired of telling you, so get on the show. But until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pen ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.